Sloan!
Hey!
Here we are, another episode of Your Drunken Uncle, Pandemic Edition, Volume 2. As everyone can tell, we are not in Murphy's Pub. We are in a secret, undisclosed location in Laura's backyard.
A carport.
Socially distancing, trying to all stay safe. I'm Grant.
I'm Sloan.
Laura?
And here we are. Sloan, what are we doing, man?
Man, we are out here a week before Thanksgiving. It's a bit cold today, as you can see. Maybe in the bundling up of things, but we're still managing. I mean, I think we need to learn how to adapt, you know? I think that's the key here during this pandemic, and a lot of people aren't adapting. But, shall we start?
I guess, Sloan, it's time for... What do you be drinking there? Because we got to get drinking.
Yes.
We have
and we got to get warmer.
Yeah.
Well,
I expect, my expectations are high that Sloan has met all of our needs with this acquisition.
Here we go. Because I've not had this either.
Okay.
So this is brand new to all of us involved.
All right, let's see.
And I did some research today. But we are going to dive into a beautiful rum, I hope.
Nice. That bottle looks amazing.
Diplomático. Hecho en la República Bolivariana de Venezuela.
Okay, dude, with all your practicing Spanish lately,
Yes.
like, that was the best you could do.
That's the best I could do. Reserva exclusiva.
Yeah, all right,
exclusiva. Good. So, I'm thinking...
You think this is up on the par with...
I'm hoping. That's what I was kind of hoping for, yeah. Westerns.
What was that?
Oh, my God. I don't remember,
rum?
but it was so good.
It smells good. Grant, give me a glass. Yeah. Are you going to have a little taste?
I don't think so. I didn't bring a cup out, and I haven't been drinking, but I do want to taste it, so we'll see what happens.
Are we going to break the...
No, but just,
you drink out of the bottle?
A little later, I might have a little taste.
You should smell
when
it,
my tea's all gone.
Before.
Yeah, I would love to.
So, anyway, beautiful bottle.
God.
Yeah, pass the bottle over here.
I will put that here. Oh, there you go. Let's have a taste.
Yeah, hold on.
The color is gorgeous.
It
is
beautiful.
Copper. Beautiful,
so it's from Bolivia.
Deep copper.
Is that what I got from your terrible Spanish?
No, Venezuela.
Venezuela.
It's from the county, Boliv.
Oh, okay.
Is that what I got from your terrible Spanish?
Oh, yeah. Smells good. Fingers
it really
crossed.
does.
Yeah, it smells awesome.
Smooth.
Great.
Smooth. A little sweet, but smooth.
That's what you want out of a rum.
Yeah, you do. You want to be able to sip it. And this, I think, will... I was thinking about a brandy because we're outside, but I couldn't find a good brandy that I could find. Anyway, so this was my second choice, and I like this a lot. Good sipping rum.
Nice.
I'm getting almond notes, like cinnamon, vanilla.
Delightful.
Apple, maybe? Something's making that sweet, but it also has an aroma I could smell just as you pass the glass over. It's like... Which also means I don't have vanilla. COVID. So, yeah, delicious. And this was at our local liquor store, huh?
Yeah. Just down the street.
Excellent.
I asked the guy, I was like, is this a good rum to sit outside and drink? He's like, I don't know. It's the best he could give me.
Was it Bernie, the ball guy?
Yeah.
No.
But,
just there.
I had to go with my instincts. There's a lesser version of this that was like $10 cheaper, and I'm like, no, I better go with the little more expensive brand. And this is lovely. I mean, I could drink this on a cold day.
Or a cool day.
I could drink that whole bottle on a cold day. It's very nice. Very nice. Or even on maybe a warm day with an ice cube. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I think rum is nice anytime. A nice rum, nice anytime.
God, this is really good.
Yeah.
It's really flavorful, man.
I mean, when you get away from the kinds of liquor you were drinking as a teenager and actually spend a little money on alcohol, almost all of them are you can sip them.
Yeah, it's time for your drunken uncle advice. Children, Liquor is like a pair of shoes. You buy a cheap pair of shoes, your back's gonna hurt. You're gonna be buying a new pair of shoes in a couple of days, maybe a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But if you buy a good pair of shoes, they last, they're comfortable, they're warm, and you're a happier person. So screw the MD 2020 and get yourself some Diplomatico and enjoy it.
That's right. Like, you're already... Just skip over being an adolescent. It's not worth it anyway.
Grant!
Yes, Sloan.
Tell me something I don't know.
I think I might just tell you something you don't know tonight.
All right.
Although I did...
So excited about this.
I did get something I think is an easy pitch for you. But let me get my notes. So I thought today, in honor of Alex Trebek, the late host of the famous game show Jeopardy, rest in peace, that I would do for you guys a Jeopardy-style quiz
what a great idea.
on Ireland.
Fantastic. Oh, shit. I got to get this. If you beat me,
I'll
never be let into that country again.
I know. You'll just be stripped of your passport, right?
I mean, I'm a little sad that you didn't make something that would include me.
Yes, you've been to Ireland?
No, the point is for me to tell you something you don't know. So both of you are going to be included.
Okay.
I don't think Sloan knows this. Any of this, except for maybe one of them.
Okay, fine. Let's do it.
All right. So I will phrase
a question,
the answer, and you tell me the question.
That's right.
Right. So Jeopardy style.
Yeah,
if you don't do it in the form of a question, you're out. All right. Number one.
Yes.
And we're just doing one category because it's Ireland, right? All right. So this is Ireland for 200 or whatever. It's double Jeopardy. Ooh. Pubs were allowed to store this human byproduct up until 1962.
What is blood?
Any?
I mean, what else would you want to store this human byproduct? What is cum?
Oh my God! This is a family show.
Yeah, this is PG.
It's a reserve, you know.
Wrong call.
Sloan, you're very close.
Plasma.
Cadavers.
Oh, good times, Ireland.
The 1846 Coroners Act opened the cellars of pubs because every cellar had a pub to keep the beer cool and whatever, so they would store cadavers down there.
Wow.
And that act lasted over 100 years. Like,
and that's why Guinness tastes better in Ireland.
That's right.
We've always wondered this. It's the cadavers. Because we can't store cadavers around our kegs of Guinness in this country.
I know. See,
this country isn't free.
I know.
It really we can
but
store
it's not
cadavers
still a thing.
Near our pints.
No. The law was rescinded in 1962.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we started with that.
I bet you the
That's
McCabe
hilarious.
brothers have some stories about that. I bet you their dad probably told them some stories about storing cadavers.
I bet the McCabe brothers didn't know that law was rescinded.
That's right.
Now that you mention it.
We're just
prank call.
All
right, number 2. You guys ready for number 2?
Yes.
Yep.
This nautical weapon was invented in Ireland by John Philip Holland.
Grant, what is a torpedo?
What's a depth charge?
Wow, those are pretty good. Those are pretty good answers. Actually, it was the submarine.
Oh.
In 1895.
Is that a weapon? I mean, you go do science research in subs. I mean, it wasn't a weapon until...
it was designed as a weapon.
The boat itself isn't the weapon, though.
It was 100% a weapon when it was designed. Yeah. It was for wartime.
All right. Okay. It's
okay.
Loophole.
I mean, in any case, it was something we didn't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I'm not an expert at,
Well, it kind of makes sense, the deep
Jeopardy
all those deep waters around Ireland, it kind of makes sense, right? To challenge.
I just learning about, we've said 1,000 times that this wee tiny island, what at its height in the early 19th century had 8 million people on it.
Yeah.
now there's 80 million, people around the world who claim Irish ancestry in the diaspora. But it's had such an incredible influence on the rest of the world. Unparalleled, I think, for a country its size. And it's shocking. Always shocking. All right, this is the one I think, Sloan, you should probably know.
Oh.
Number 3. Well, maybe we'll let Laura try to pitch at it first. This is the national symbol of Ireland.
Yep, I don't know.
Not even a guess, Laura?
No.
Really?
No.
People usually say,
I'm afraid that anything I guess is just going to be a stereotype.
yeah.
You know,
well,
so I don't want to like.
We'll say the
yeah,
stereotype.
what's
What do
the
you think it is?
stereotype you're thinking?
I mean, a shamrock.
Right.
Is what I was
That's what
thinking.
everyone says. Everyone thinks, right? So
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
going to say the harp, but the Celtic harp.
Right.
Oh yeah, that
It
makes
is.
sense.
It's the Celtic harp, traced back to King Brian Boru, right? Who died in 1014.
Oh, yeah, didn't we get to like see that harp or something?
We did.
We did.
See?
That's right. And is that in the book of Kells? Is that in?
Yeah, it's in the long room in the Trinity
And I got
Library.
it tattooed on my shoulder.
That's
So
right.
you
So I
definitely
kinda
should have
actually
done
It's
that
on,
one, yeah.
it's on Irish passports. It's on the Munster flag, I think. Right. So, and then of course there's the Samuel Beckett Bridge that's in the shape of a
Yeah.
harp, which is one of my favorite bridges in the world. And did you know that in 12th century annals, that the harp is the only recorded instrument to be played during the Crusades?
Really?
So there was some Irish guy with a harp who traveled along with the kind of like in Monty Python's Holy Grail, they had like an Irish bard along with them, like playing music.
How fascinating. I
Isn't that
would
crazy?
And
never
that's
have thought
the
about that.
only instrument
Yeah.
that's been recorded as being played during that time?
Yeah, with following the soldiers and stuff.
Because you would imagine flutes and all kinds of
Yeah,
easily
just
packed
stuff, yeah.
instruments, but it's an Irish dude with a harp.
And it was really sort of it was like something you had to do to be a leader in Ireland. Was
A
to
violin.
know
That's
how
so
to play
fascinating. Wow.
the harp.
Interesting.
Did you just say violin?
Yeah, I thought,
No, I'm just saying, like, why not a
like
violin?
not-
Why not
okay.
someone with a fiddle or a violin? Like,
I don't even know if the
a harp is
violin
just-
was invented yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and violin.
Well, then maybe that's why.
Maybe. But yeah, no, but certainly, flutes and recorders
Yeah,
and things like that
right.
existed. All right. I'm glad you got that. All right. So
Me
number
too.
4,
Oof.
this famous person with an eponymous holiday is buried in Whitefriars Street Church in Dublin.
Who is St. Patrick?
Who is Arthur Guinness?
Okay. Good. He's probably very famous. Definitely a saint. But no, it is Saint Valentine.
Oh.
Saint Valentine's remains are in Whitefriars
How
Street
did they
Church.
get there?
Okay, so John Spratt, a priest at Whitefriars, or maybe he's a pastor. I think it might be a Protestant Church of
John
Ireland.
Spratt. Isn't there like a children's
Yeah,
thing
right.
about him?
Yeah, it sounds like that guy. Like John Spratt jumped over or something. He was given the remains, the holy relics of Saint Valentine as a gift by Pope Gregory the 16th in the early 19th century, and he took them back to his church. And oddly enough, and this shit
weird
happens.
kid. And I really care for you. Have some remains.
Body.
But now you've got it. Like it kind of brings up your status as a church if you got these things.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But this kind of shit happens in Ireland all the time too. Like by the 1950s and 60s, they'd forgotten about them. They were in a basement somewhere, right?
That's
They
so
filed
Irish.
them away.
That is so Irish. Next to the Guinness kegs in a pub.
That's right.
St. Valentine.
Down in the
Store.
basement with the dead bodies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and they didn't discover them until they restored the church in the 60s.
Of course.
So now they're like on huge display.
It's
Well, that's
hilarious.
really fascinating, man.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
That's cool.
Next time we have to go look for them, right?
Man, I thought I had that one with Arthur Guinness. I'm like, yeah. Hey, that rum needs to come over here.
All right.
Sorry.
It does
Sorry to
it
interrupt, but
now.
it's
Does
so
it now.
flavorful. It's just delicioso.
I can't wait to taste it. I'm just gonna wait for my tea to be
Delicioso.
gone. Then I'm tasting it.
All right. All right, so you ready for your number 5?
See, yes.
This ancient law, required pubs to be open 24 hours.
That's a good law.
Ancient?
Why is that ancient? It's another question, but go ahead.
So the law's name is Brehon's Law. The 6th century law was enacted just in case the local chieftains needed a drink. The pubs had to stay open 24 hours.
And so is there, I have to come up with a question for this?
Just in case. Oh, here.
All that detail?
No.
I
I just gave you the answer.
Oh.
And it was, what is the
Brehon's
act
Law.
of...
Yeah, what is Brehon's Law?
Okay.
I think they need to. That's one they need to bring back.
God, that's a great one.
Things? Like, how'd you...
Well, I'm just saying, like the chieftains, and you know who you are in Ireland. Get your shit together, unite, and bring this law back.
Aww.
I mean, one of the things in post COVID, I mean, we're all gonna dance on, St. Patrick's grave when pubs are allowed to be open again.
I'm on a bender that you'll have to find me. I might end up in,
Skibbereen.
Yeah, somewhere.
There are so many laws that are part of Irish history around pubs to make sure that travelers, right, foreigners can get hospitality at pubs. Like there's a law that if you travel more than 5 miles from home, you can demand a drink at a pub. I couldn't tell if it was for free, but like at any time of the day or
Doesn't
night,
matter.
all you
That's
had to do is show in
really-
good faith that you'd travel 5 miles from home.
Oh, what an amazing world. What an amazing world.
It's an amazing country.
Yeah.
That's not real anymore either?
No.
Oh.
Because
No,
of cars.
but you can see remnants
It
of
still
that.
should be a rule because have you ever driven on Irish roads?
5 miles.
5 miles.
It'll
I
take you a
mean, you're
minute.
damn thirsty after 5 miles driving on those roads. And you know what I'm
The
talking
Irish
about.
traffic jam.
And the curves like this, and it says 80, K.
Oh my God, we saw this.
But you're
hilarious-
driving a giant bus and it hardly fits on the road.
The first thing I wanted after driving into Dingle through the pass that he made me go over in the foggiest fog I ever experienced in my life, the first thing I wanted was a pint.
Yeah, you'd
And
earned
that
it.
wasn't even 5 miles, I don't think, going over that. I don't know what
You
that
earned
was.
it at Connor's Pass.
Connor's Pass, Jesus.
Amazing.
So
All right.
are we still doing this?
Yeah, so I told you guys something you don't know. I achieved
Yeah,
my
you
goal.
did.
I think.
Yeah, well
Yeah.
done.
Thank you.
And a nice push.
And it was a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun
Good
game.
job.
R.I.P. Alex
Well
Trebek.
done.
Yeah.
Sloan, now it's
Yeah.
time for Say Uncle. Get her to laugh every time.
Say uncle, man. This is where we say uncle to all the bullshit out there in the world and our frustrations, and we let it be known. So who's going first?
You.
I'm going first. I'm gonna go lighter than I was planning to go.
Really?
And I want to say uncle. Oh, I have so many say uncles. We only have to do one. Say uncle to you TP hoarding son of a bitches. And it's starting already in Tulsa. Do you guys know this?
No.
Yeah, I
I
figured.
actually need some
And-
right now.
And here's the problem, Laura. I went to Target yesterday. I was looking for an air purifier because I'm redoing the stairs and there's a lot of dust in the house.
Get
right
to
now.
the toilet paper.
I'm getting there. So I'm in line, not thinking about toilet paper, bought myself an air purifier.
Yeah.
They're not cheap, by the way. And the guy in front of me is talking to the cash register lady, and he's like, "You're out of TP." And she's like, "Yeah, I didn't even get any for myself." And I'm like, they're just complaining about the toilet paper rush because we've got this mandate, and they know that we're going into the cold winter, and so.
What mandate?
Well, it's getting Tulsa has now issued a mandate 11:00 p.m. closing bars.
Oh yeah, that's like
Mask mandate now is I think now with a penalty. I think that came through, didn't it?
I've
When
never-
I went to
Sorry.
Target, they had a big sign saying you cannot enter without a mask. Period. And they had someone there watching you going in, like you are not going in. That's new, right? So this is because it's raging. COVID's raging here in the United States. And anyway. I was coming here today to do the show and standing in Walgreens to get those chips. And I Like, oh, I'll get some toilet paper while I'm here. And went down the aisle, and it's scarce, but they had already said limit one per person. Like, it's happening. And I want to say, uncle, to you people, like, how much fucking toilet paper do you need to buy? I don't get
Well,
this.
there's limits now, right? But there's still
Well, Target was out, so they didn't obviously put a limit on it. And if they did, they were out. My point being, though, is like, I don't understand the rush for that.
I
Like,
don't either.
I went to the liquor store today. That shit was not empty. If this was Sloan America would have all the toilet paper you ever fucking needed, but the liquor store would be empty, motherfuckers.
He's out there using leaves in the backyard.
Yeah, like at least I got my bottle of Jameson. Scrubbing my ass with, a porcupine or a pine cone. But my point being is, like, say, uncle, people that buy way too much toilet paper, you don't need to stock up like the end times are coming on toilet paper. For fuck's sake, man, it's just weird. It's a weird thing that.
Can I respond though, just really quickly? Yeah. On the other hand, it is a barometer that some people, even though like publicly or on social media, they might say something's fake or they don't believe it or they don't think it's a big deal.
They're still going and buying a bunch of toilet paper.
Yeah,
isn't that? Yeah,
that's funny.
It's kind of like people who totally believe in the afterlife and they're going to be okay because they believe in Jesus and everything, but they will fight tooth and nail not to die.
Right, and they're really scared.
I mean? Yeah, and they're scared. They're petrified. It's like, are you really truly faithful? Me question.
Although I had a friend talking about like not being baptized or whatever, and I was like, it can't hurt. Just in case.
Just like, you don't know.
Friends ate that.
Yeah.
Like, well.
Yeah. Anyway, say uncle toilet paper hoarders.
I guess this is the bad thing about me kind of staying unplugged and not getting into all the drama.
But do you have a say uncle?
I don't know when to buy toilet paper.
But do you have a say uncle?
You have a say uncle.
I have a say uncle. I'm trying to decide to whom it should be directed.
That's a good. I've just figured out exactly how I'm directing mine.
Cool. Well, you go ahead.
You want me to go first, and then maybe
you'll
figure it out by then. Okay.
Yeah.
Say uncle, conservatives, particularly on social media, whose only argument is false equivalence. I'm so tired of people saying, well, the Democrats questioned Trump's election or whatever. There is no comparison between somebody who says this person is unfit, which I've never heard any Trump person say about Joe Biden. And Trump has never said it, that Joe Biden is unfit to be president. He's never made that argument. But these mother effers on Facebook and stuff who are saying, well, back in 2016, nobody wanted, everyone questioned the legitimacy of Trump's election.
That's bullshit.
Not really. Hillary Clinton didn't file any lawsuits.
I was going to ask, when did Hillary file the lawsuits?
Yeah, she conceded, within days.
Now, Trump is an embarrassment. Is embarrassing this country.
Sorry.
It happens.
I will sit here quietly.
I mean, one of the
It
things I
happens.
love to do, though, with my samples is get Sloan revved up.
You just throw it out there.
It's like easy fucking target practice for Grant.
But this false equivalence saying, well, Obama did it too, or whatever they say, or it's lazy. And I think I can speak for Sloan when I say lazy logic, lazy rhetoric, lazy arguments, no evidence, just trying to say, well, you did it too. That's the most childish argument you can make, and it's not convincing at all. It might convince you, but nobody else is. And by the way, 8 million more people in this country voted for Joe Biden. There's a clear majority for this person. And if Trump doesn't stop trying to destroy our democracy, we're all going to suffer from it. Just for short-term gain of power.
Yeah, I mean, to pile on, I mean, who wants to, they are literally trying to, completely stymie the Biden administration. That's going to happen. Biden is the next president of the United States. It's so un-American to sit there and say, no transition, no
briefings,
nothing's happening. we're all going to suffer because of this, because our next president is not, he's not going to be prepared on day one like he should be.
The 9/11
It's unpatriotic. You are a treasonous son of a bitches, and you should be fucking called out for it.
All right,
Sorry.
so
I'm sorry.
say
Now I'm
uncle
pissed.
conservative arguments of false equivalence with Donald Trump.
Okay, so mine is gonna backtrack to say uncle to people who still aren't wearing masks.
Yes. Has to be said.
And my little heart is busted right now. And I know that there's a lot of people going through much worse stuff. But today, I am super sad because my sister and I were going to have a really safe outdoor Thanksgiving together. And now we don't feel like we can even do that because she's been exposed to COVID at work and, needs to quarantine and also has to get her kids out of the house and send them to stay with her mother-in-law because some people aren't wearing fucking masks and because the numbers are out of control here. We don't have any ICU beds. So say uncle, you big fat fucking babies.
Yep.
I think she nailed it. I was going to rail, but big fat fucking babies. Perfect.
You
Nailed it.
inspired me.
Damn.
I'm not usually name calling.
All right, so we got our negativity out. It's now we'll go to drops and pints, which is really our say uncles and our drops and pints have become like, two sides of the same coin. Like,
Yes.
First you got to kick people in the balls, and then you pick them up and dust them off and say, good job.
That's right. And we got and drops and pints, which is ironic because we call it drops and pints, but it's actually pints and drops usually.
You're right.
Because someone gets a pint, but a drop. Ooh.
It's like the gold.
Yeah, it's the gold medal. Is our positive news. It's our opportunity to showcase some positivity in a world of negativity. So I started say uncle. So who's starting positivity?
Go ahead. I have
Okay.
to think about it.
Let me get
I'm not ready.
Can I start with my drop? No, we have to start with a pint.
Well, you can start. No. This is your drunken uncle, man. If you want to
All
start
right,
with a
all right.
drop, start with a drop.
This really picks up on Laura's thing. My drop of delicious rum goes out to all of those frontline workers in hospitals. I know several neighbors, friends who are putting their lives on the line every day, selflessly.
Man, not just putting their lives on the line, but the emotional trauma they are just struggling through every day, doing the job they're doing
Absolutely.
right
now. And this has been going on for what, almost 9 months.
Yeah.
And yet they keep showing up to work.
It's insane.
They do their job.
And they're up against so much resistance. Back to your say uncle. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start with my pint because it's not as... It's important. It's good. It's a very positive thing, but it's not my drop.
Okay.
And that is, I want to give a pint, and I'm going to pour a pint of Candemic Stout right now.
Nice.
Pandemic.
From Dead Armadillo Brewery. And I'm going to give my pint to all the restaurants and bars out there who are finding ways for people who don't want to eat and drink inside to have some kind of normalcy. And I think it's really important, actually.
Sweet.
Because I'm one that's not going to go inside. I'm not going in to eat inside. I'm not going in to drink outside. Look at us right here. It's chilly.
With people we know and trust.
And
Right?
people we know and trust. And
We're
we are just not doing that. And so many lefties in Greenwood, so many places. And look, I appreciate a lot of great restaurants who were open in the springtime and then decided to put the plastic awnings down. But that's an inside place. That's just not an outside place anymore. So shout out to all those restaurants and bars for allowing us to have some semblance of normalcy. And I want to do a specific shout out here. And that is to...
Wait, how many shout outs do you get?
Hold on, I got a lot. I'm Sloan Davis. And that is to the Dead Armadillo, because Grant and I specifically and some of our friends have survived this pandemic
from that great courtyard. They've done a fantastic job with their picnic tables and separating everybody. And then music. Grant's played there several times. Our band played there not just recently. And it was totally, you could see couples at picnic tables. And then, like, they're 10 feet apart. There's so much room. And they had fire pits and the whole 9 yards. And you can survive this and in some normalcy. And so Den Armadillo truly, truly came through for me in a lot of ways, allowed me to keep my sanity when I want to go into the Sound Pony. I want to go into all these places that I love to party in, but I can't go because I'm not going inside. So pints to y'all for helping us. And they've built structures in the city. I don't know if you've driven down around Brady where they've taken parking lots and parking spaces in front of, and they just built these wooden platforms to put tables in. I hope they don't go away.
They're called parquettes.
Oh, parquettes are the coolest thing, and I hope they stay.
Yeah.
It looks cool. You can eat outside. Cars are driving by. You're outside. It's very Parisian.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
So-
We're trying to get one in front of Shades, but I don't know if they're going to let us.
I hope it does because it slows us all down. So anyway, that's my pint.
Mine really tags along nicely next to yours.
Well,
I'm
he
going to
stole
kind
mine,
of
so.
come from the other side. Oh, of course he did.
That's two
from
shows in a row.
the other side of that equation, I want to send a pint out.
Pint of tea.
My pint of hot, delicious tea. To the people who are coming in and helping us stay open and tipping us well and keeping us going. I mean, we can't really open up our where I work inside. There's just not enough space to make it really safe. And we only have a little bit of outdoor seating, but people will still come in and get their stuff to go and sit outside a bit if there's a spot. But I just really appreciate the people who are still coming out and still tipping their baristas.
and can I jump in?
Yeah, please.
I've done this so personally, but I also know that a lot of my friends, Grant too, who have done this, and that is we're tipping now even when we're just getting curbside or we're just getting something to go. Like it's and we've talked about it a little bit. Like it's 20%, 25, 30%, because we know how hard it is right now, right?
Yeah.
And this is how you help.
Nobody is doing
Everybody.
the amount of business they're used to doing. Your waiters are not getting the income they're used to getting. Like everybody in the service industry is hurting right now.
Yeah.
Bad.
So tip your, servers,
Tip your
bartenders,
people.
people who bring food out to your car.
If there's an
Yeah.
opportunity to tip,
But
do
tip
it.
even when it's not table service, right? Tip
Right.
every time.
If you
yeah.
pick up to
Just
go,
tip.
you tip.
It's we're all in this together.
Yeah.
So, Sloan sort of stole my thunder, but because I was going to give a pint of Guinness to Mark and Tony at the Dead Armadillo, who have been supporting, live music by having music out in their boneyard, their beer garden out back of the brewery.
Yeah.
Not only do they have amazing beers, but that's a great space, starting, around sundown into the evening. Actually all three of my bands have gotten to play there over the past few months. And thanks to those guys, I feel like, I just feel like I have a kind of a purpose and whatever with the music and but since you did that, I'll send my real pint out to my bandmates, including Sloan, who really have been my saving grace over the pandemic. Man, if I didn't have these guys to play music with, Your Drunken Uncle, Jamicano, Peachtown, if I wasn't able to play with them, and we always do it outside, we always social distance, like we're not, it's not normal, but we found ways to get together and play responsibly together, and it saved my fucking ass to be able to play music. As we've said before, Your Drunken Uncle recorded an album, which is going to be out soon. We're almost absolutely done. Last week, we did a photo shoot with the great and incredibly talented Rachel Rector And I think you guys are going to be
I
really
can't wait to
pleased.
see that.
We love what she did with
it's
us.
very
I think
cool.
it just
Yeah.
captured the spirit of our album outside the
Attitude.
gate. But really, you know, from Andrew Amelia, who's, you know, my boy, and Steven Pollard, Connor, Rob, Austin Walden, Dave
Dave.
Broom, Nick Morgan. All these guys have just really helped me get through, and it's been, you know, the thing, like my whatever you call it, when you throw it to somebody who's drowning. What is that?
Oh, the buoy?
Life preserver?
Life preserver.
Life
Thank
preserver.
you.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Really, like, and you know, I only see it getting better when things go back to normal. But I've been so thankful for having music.
It's changed so much. Yeah, we're in a weird, consequential way. We are a better, tighter band.
Yeah,
it's interesting,
and it's been inspirational. Like, you know, Sloan's written some amazing songs. Steve Pollard's written some amazing songs
So have you,
over the
Grant
pandemic.
Jenkins.
Austin, like, really, it's ironically been a very like inspiring, creative time period.
Well, mine is very personal. My drop goes out to my Grammy because I have just realized more over this year because I've been able to spend so much time with her, more than I ever usually do. And time like this, just sitting on her porch and chatting. She's just had such an enormous positive impact on my life. And I would not be as happy or as healthy as I am if it were not for her influence in my life.
It's a Grammy.
And man, I'm just loving her so hard right now.
Well, that's beautiful, Laura.
I think it's awesome too.
And Grammys are important, man.
Yeah.
For all of us. We all love our Grammy. And this goes to your say, uncle, about wearing a mask. Like, if you love your Grammy, wear a mask.
God damn it!
You know, a lot of people are losing their Grammys and their grandpas, you know.
We talked about how we have to cancel Thanksgiving the other day, and she looked just like this, and she was like, I've had Thanksgiving with my family every year for 79 years.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Oh, this sucks. And I know, again, not the worst thing people are dealing with, but it's just really hurting my heart right now.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I finally remembered my meme, or my drop, which is going to go, and it's kind of silly compared to Laura's. I'm gonna pour a nice pour here for this. You want some more, Grant?
I might as well top me off a little bit.
And the reason I'm gonna do this is because I have to say. Now, I was gonna give a pint or a drop to Rudy Giuliani because you've been gold. But I'm not gonna do that.
From Borat to
I'm not gonna. Oh, Jesus.
Fucking
It's
Four
just
Seasons.
like I'm just like I could make a career. I could be a comic because of Rudy Giuliani.
I know.
But I'm not gonna do that.
Melting
What I want to give my drop to is to all the meme creators and makers out there who I've stolen all your work.
Yeah.
I owe you a deep debt. I've been posting on your Drunken Uncle constantly these memes, and I'm stealing them from all walks of life. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm literally just stealing memes. Like, I have so many on my phone right now, it's insane. But you also keep me sane in a very sarcastic, and that there's that irony, right? That sarcastic, lovely way that I can survive, which is don't take everything too seriously to a certain degree. Laugh at things that need to be laughed at. I mean, memes are a beautiful form of art that is relatively new in the last
kids
5-10
introduced
years.
to us, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
Totally.
I just love it. I love it so much. I love the meme language. And so I have to give this drop to all you meme creators out there. I've created a few, but most I've stolen. And I just have to say thank you so much. And keep up the great work.
Here's your touch of Ireland.
Arr.
Rebel country. You're in the rebel county. Cork is known as the rebel county. Indeed, yeah. And West Cork is kind of
The rebels of the rebels.
country back 100 years ago. Rebelling against the English rule that was there at the time. So it's a song about an ambush that took place by a local flying column, which was a group of the IRA at the time, which were all over the country trying to keep. They were on one side and the English were on the other. Obviously the black and tans they were known as because of the colour of their uniforms. They were ex-British First World War veterans who were ruthless bastards that were sent in to quell the Irish rebels. And this is about an ambush that the Irish lads took out a squadron of the black and tans as they travelled from Macroom, which is just over the road, along to Dunmanway and through a place called Kilmichael. So it's a song called The Boys of Kilmichael, a ballad telling the story of the battle or the ambush. When we honour in song and in story the memory of Pearson MacBride, whose names are illumined in glory with martyrs who long since have died. Forget not the boys of Kilmichael who feared not the ice or the foe, and the day that they marched into battle and laid all the black and tans low. So here's to the boys of Kilmichael, those red so gallant and true, who fought in the great flag of Erin and conquered the red, white and blue. The sun in the west it was sinking, 'twas the eve of the cold winter's day, and the tans we were eagerly waiting sailed into that spot where we lay. And high o'er the hill went the echo, the peal of the rifle and gun, and the smoke from the lorries gave tidings that the boys of Kilmichael had won. And here's to the boys of Kilmichael, those brave lads so gallant and true, who fought for the green flag of Erin and conquered the red, white and blue. On the 28th day of November, the tans left the town of Macroom. They were loaded into costly tenders, which led them right into their doom. They were on the high road to Kilmichael and never expecting to stall, till they met with the boys from the column who made a clean sweep of the ball. And here's to the boys of Kilmichael, those brave lads so gallant and true, who fought for the green flag of Erin and conquered the red, white and blue. The battle being over at twilight, and there in that glen so obscure, we threw down our rifles and bayonets and made our way back through Ganour. And high over Dunmanway town, me boys, they sang of the brave and the true, of the lads from Clonbarry's old column who conquered the red, white and blue. So here's to the boys of Kilmichael, those brave lads so gallant and true, who fought for the green flag of Erin and conquered the red, white and blue. Yes, here's to the boys of Kilmichael, those brave lads so gallant and true, who fought for the green flag of Erin and conquered I'll fight and die for Ireland tomorrow. That's fair.
But after this next pint.
You're drunken uncle, you're drunken uncle.